I'm Tanya Wilson Cherry. I'm a business consultant and certified life coach. I have a 20 plus year background as a licensed cosmetologist in the beauty industry and 10 years as a former salon owner. I help entrepreneurs and beauty industry professionals like yourself form working systems in their business that are relevant, that help take them to their next level. I help them maintain the customers they have, get new customers, and profit. Like, really make money, not just have money coming in your hand and none left when it's all said and done, but actually profit. I help you to profit in your business as a hairstylist and a salon owner. I do what's called a Mind Your Business Morning Inspiration, where I talk about mindset stuff. I truly believe that your mind, this thing right here, has a lot to do with your money and everything else that you set out to do. On Wednesdays, I bring the business. I give you guys tips and strategies and advice that you can actually apply to your business immediately, right? So that you can notice a change and begin to head towards profits. Once a month, I do what's called a 7-day marathon, where I broadcast about any given subject 7 days in a row live. And we are actually in the middle of a 7-day marathon. We are on day 5. And this particular 7-day marathon is on salon ownership, right? What else, do we talk about for hairstylists and salon owners other than salon ownership? And so what I've been doing over the previous 4 days is giving you guys my behind the scenes experience. I started off, day 1 is still up and available. I get the business on salon ownership, and I've just been kind of going behind the scenes and telling you guys my experience as a salon owner for 10 years. I actually started off as a just only hair, and then I opened a salon and boutique. I made an addition to my salon, and then later I transitioned into a salon and spa, where I had massage therapists, nail technicians, estheticians, and hairstylists, all of us under one roof. I've actually worked as a booth renter, I've worked commission, I've done platform work, and a salon owner. So my salon went from having employees to booth rental situation as my life began to change. I had a baby, and the responsibility of running an employee-based salon wasn't what was best for me at that time. So I take you guys through my experience and my success as a salon owner for 10 years. One of the greatest things we were known for was customer service and professionalism. So it's huge, guys. It makes a difference. It determines the type of customers that you attract into your business, because we attract who we are, right? We attract what we're putting out into the atmosphere. And your professionalism and the systems that you have in your business are actually going to attract people who understand your value and your worth, and people pay you for value, right? So on today, the topic is how to get people to stop asking you for discounts and cheap hairdos, right? Nobody wants to feel undervalued when they're standing behind the chair for 12 hours. And I feel that the greatest thing that will, eliminate people, thank you again, T. Long, I appreciate that, from constantly asking you for discounts or expecting you to do cheap hairdos is your professionalism. And a lot of that is simply based on the systems that you have in place in your business. Doesn't have to be a stuffy salon to be professional, right? It can be upbeat. You guys can have a good time and laugh, but your systems are going to raise the bar for you, right? They're going to set you on another platform. You guys know when you go into maybe a doctor's office and they have forms and things for you to fill out, you understand that there's a level of professionalism that's transpiring, right? You have an expectation of what you're going to pay. Mostly insurance. You have insurance, but you have an expectation for that particular place because they have systems in place and they have forms and things for you to fill out. It up levels the professionalism. Thank you for sharing the knowledge. You are so welcome. My pleasure. And so guys, what are systems, right? And they're not really as difficult as people think. I tell people all the time that I help entrepreneurs and beauty industry professionals and salon owners form working systems for their business. And there are systems for even how you greet your customers. I shared on the first video where, during my during the beginning time where a new stylist would come in, part of their training was customer service training, right? Making sure that they're greeting the customers when they come in. All of those are systems. Your phone script. We had a phone script that told our policies and procedures for, our business. The front desk would tell them, we don't allow children unless they're receiving service. There is a 30% fee for any cancellation, any appointments canceled less than the 24-hour time frame. We also use the phone script to talk about different promotions we have. For instance, if a caller called on the phone, we may say, "Hi, thank you for calling Abstract. Would you like to hear about our promotion of the week, or would you like to schedule an appointment with a particular person, whoever they were looking to schedule with?" And then that gives them the opportunity, because sometimes people say, I would like to hear about the promotion for the week, right? And so now you have an opportunity to tell them about what you're marketing for that particular week. Phone script, all of that is a system, guys. It up levels your professionalism. People are less likely, when they hear that you're on point like that, when they hear that you have it together in that manner, they are less likely to come in asking for discounts and cheap hairdos. You've raised the bar before they even come in the door, right? So there's an opportunity for you to set the atmosphere and your expectations before they even come in the door. And a lot of it is the professionalism you use before they ever get in your chair. Guys, it changes how they view things. You guys know for yourself, when you go to a particular place, depending on how they greet you, depending on the conversation that you may have had on the phone before you ever got there, it creates a particular atmosphere in your mind. You have a certain expectation for that place simply from how their customer service was before you even walked in the building. So one of the ways to up level your value, your perceived value, before customers even come and sit in your chair, is the systems that you have in place for doing business, right? You have a system for greeting the customers. You have a system for the phone. Your consultation, you got a system for consultations. One of the things that my front desk did, if it was a new customer coming in, they would see that on the computer program, right, that this is a new customer. So they immediately knew that this person needed a new customer form. You guys hear me, right? You guys, I hope you're not missing leaving money on the table by not doing consultations, formal consultations with new customers. One of the things you can let them, all of these are systems, right? If I wasn't working and my front desk was working and there were other staff members working on that day, hey, blessed hands, how are you, dear? They knew the system for new customers. One, we put NC beside the customer's name on the computer, and this let, regardless of which front desk member was coming in, this is our systems, right? They knew that this person was supposed to get a new client form. And the new client form was normally a brochure that talked about, our services and our business. It kind of gave them a feel for the place, right? It also gave them the prices, so everything was cut and dry. No need to ask us, can I get it for $20? Because it's clear, cut in the brochure, that is $65, right? And so you guys can do some things in advance that will help to eliminate, having people asking you for cheap hairdos and discount services. And you can do those things before the client ever gets in your chair based on what systems you're putting out in your business. Remember, I said professionalism and systems doesn't mean stuffy. It doesn't mean that you can't have fun when you're at work. You just have a certain model that you go by for your customers. And guys, they'll begin to respect those systems that you have in place. And your consultation, your new client forms, all of those help to protect you as a stylist as well. You get an opportunity to learn your customer. How can you market to people if you don't know anything about the people that you're servicing? One of the things that we had on our consultation card that our client filled out was, what were their hobbies? And I know that's weird, right? But if you guys listen to me long enough, if you followed me long enough, you know I talk about target marketing. And so now you can specifically speak to your customer in your marketing messages, in your posts on social media, because you have an idea of what some of their hobbies are. What are some of the things that they like, right? Now you can speak to your customers when you're marketing. We asked for their birthday on the consultation form, and this was so that we could acknowledge them on their birthday, right? This was our way of being able to acknowledge them on their birthday. Say, for instance, you have a client that you hadn't seen in maybe 3 or 4 months. And sometimes we think if we haven't seen a client in 3 or 4 months, they're not coming back, they've gone somewhere else. But guys, that's not always the case. Sometimes people may have lost their jobs, or maybe one person in the household lost their job. They may have been sick. There's a number of reasons why they may not have been back to you. But when you send them that birthday card, most people, regardless of what financial situation they may have been in, they're looking to treat themselves on their birthday. And wouldn't you know, they get a card from your establishment letting them know that they can receive 20% off one off of a visit during the month of their birthday. Now that client is going to say, I haven't gotten my hair done. Structure is always good. Absolutely. I haven't got my hair done in a while, and I get a discount. I'm going back to Abstract to get my hair done. So these are systems that you guys are creating simply from your consultation form. And so I say that people are leaving money on the table because they're skipping over some of the systems that they could have in place in their business that's going to up level how people see them. And remember, people pay you for value. They pay you for the perceived value. If you already have systems in place before they ever make it to your salon, their expectations have increased, right? Their expectations for actually doing business with you and not just doing a mom and pop hair salon transaction, it has increased, guys. So your systems and your professionalism is actually going to help you to eliminate some of the can I get a discount, right? My check a little late this week type stuff, because they won't even feel comfortable coming to you with those types of things if you have certain systems in place. Now, guys, what it may do is it may eliminate who will come to you, right? But you're going to work smarter and not harder, and you're going to begin to attract people who value those systems. They value your customer service. They value the fact that you're actually writing down, you're keeping a record of what you're doing with their hair. And guys, your consultation form, it protects you as a stylist as well. So systems in your business are going to help you up level your professionalism and eliminate some of the asking for discounts, right, in your business. And you're working hard 10, 12 hours and people not valuing your service. But if you increase the value, right, that you're giving them through having systems in place, it will up level their experience with you, and they won't mind paying you, right? They won't mind paying you. Thank you for sharing that. So here are some types of systems that you guys can have in your business. Referral systems, right? You guys can have referral systems. All of this stuff is professionalism, guys. You can still, some people listen to hip hop music, some people listen to jazz, some people have a TV in their salon. I didn't have a TV, I didn't listen to hip hop music, I did have jazz playing, but whatever your flow is in your unique business, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to change having fun at work, right? It's just that now you have systems in place. People know what to expect, and they're, looking at your perceived value on another level. So referral systems are, how are you rewarding the customers? These are things that people look forward to and they enjoy. If you have a referral system where people know that they can be rewarded, your referral system is going to reward your client that's already in your chair. This is helping you to retain your customers, because we lose almost 20% of our customers per year, guys. If we don't have something in place that's going to help us to maintain our customers, statistically, we lose between 15 to 20% of our customers anyway. You guys don't hear me. So if you haven't been marketing your business, and marketing is another system that you guys need to have in place, because a business that doesn't market doesn't grow. A business that doesn't market doesn't grow. Somebody put that in the comments for me, because I need hairstylists to understand that outside of our craft, we're obligated to do business. Email marketing, right? That's one of the easiest and the simplest ways to market your business to your customers, and you get their email address when you do the consultation, right? It all ties in together. That's one of the questions. A business that does not market, it doesn't grow, right? And so if you were really, really busy one time and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, where are my clients? You have to do things to maintain the customers that you already have. And that's one of the huge things that I teach when I do consultations with beauty industry professionals and salon owners. We talk about what's already in your hand first, because we take what's in your hand and we build from that particular foundation. And so in your pursuit to look for new customers and gain new customers in your business, never ever ever devalue the customers that you already have, because 20% of the increase in your business, no, 80% of the increase in your business is going to come from 20% of your customers, right? It's a handful of your regular customers that are going to bring you the most business. They're actually the customers who are going to be willing to try that new product that you have, that new service that you have. It's harder to get a new customer than it is to keep one that you already have, who understands your value and your work, right? So emailing to them is going to make a huge difference in your business, and having an actual email marketing plan where you're sending maybe a newsletter or something out to them on a monthly basis. You're keeping in touch with them outside of their visit in the salon. And you guys know the internet streets are flooded, right? They're flooded with hairstylists. Not only the internet streets, but the real streets. There's salons on every corner. And so you guys have to do something in your business that's going to help you keep the customers that you have and stand out from the rest. And so successful people do what average people won't. I'm going to say that one more time. Successful people do what average people won't. And so sometimes you have to go above what's the normalcy for the average salon business in order to maintain your customers and grow your business to the point where you're doing more than just making money hand over fist, and you're actually profiting. Like after you pay the bills, after you pay your personal bills, you still have some money left over. So there are some specific things that you can put in place in your business that are going to help you to do that, like to profit for real, right? Because, I don't know if you guys know, but sometimes we see people who are really, really busy and they're doing a lot of customers, but when it's all said and done, they're not profiting, right? And so our goal is to profit. It's not necessarily to say we do 500 customers, right? But to say that at the end of the day, when we finish working, when we've done our customers, when we've paid our bills, we're making a profit, a real profit. And so you guys got to have systems in place. It's one of the most important things that lack in the beauty industry, because oftentimes we get caught up in our skill set, right? And the fact that we can really do hair, and we don't look at the real numbers, right? We look at the fact that maybe we can make $500 or better in a day, right? And we take that for granted, but we may not be taking into consideration the expenses that is actually taken to run the business, right? Are we even charging enough for our services to make a profit? And so another thing, computer systems. I remember this has been, oh gosh, my salon was probably 2 years. I was probably 2 years into my salon at this time, maybe 3 at the most. But I went to an influence hair show. And one of the questions that he asked, and it was probably about 60 to 70 stylists and salon owners in the room. And one of the questions he asked was, how many people, successful people, do what average people won't do? Absolutely, bless hands, absolutely. But the question that he proposed to all of us as stylists was, how many of us were operating our business off of computers? And how many of us were still, and this is what he said, right? It, kind of made me sit up a little bit. He said, how many of us are still running our business like a mom and pop shop? Now, nothing wrong with it, guys, because, I actually went to a restaurant with my daughter this evening. And it's an old school restaurant, but they have the best food. They don't even have their menu online. I think they just started putting their business online, and it's like barely. It gives you their address and how to get there, and that's about it, right? So they're kind of like a mom and pop shop, but they are getting money, right? I kind of did the math while I was in there. I'm a numbers girl, so I watched how many people came in and out and sat to the tables, and then I did like an average ticket price, and I said they are getting it. But those places are few and far in between. It's not a lot of the places that aren't relevant, that aren't keeping up with technology, who are really making it in this day and time. And those places that are, one of the things, and my daughter and I talked about this, they have been consistent. I've been going there for years, and I promise you the food tastes the exact same every single time. And so they've learned how to duplicate their process over and over and over again with consistency, serve their customers well, and they've been able to not just maintain but stay above water. But for the average business has to up level what they're doing in their business in today's times, right? To really see a profit, we have to begin marketing on social media. At one point, nobody was marketing on social media, right? But it is what people are doing now, and billions of people are online. And so oftentimes that's where your customers are. They're online, guys, right? And so if you're looking for some of your customers, they're online. And so they're seeing all of these other salons. Consistency will keep them coming back every time. Absolutely. And so, if you find that you're needing new customers, or maybe you dropped the ball somewhere, because it happens, right? Maybe we took for granted and we didn't market. Maybe we took for granted and we got a little complacent with the customers that we were doing. If you find yourself in a position now where you're needing new customers, your relevancy with social media is going to make a difference, right? So you're going to have to learn how to market on social media, right? You're going to need a marketing plan. Regardless of whether you're going to do social media, you need a marketing plan, period, right? You need an in-house marketing plan. You need a marketing plan for your local area. My broadcast on yesterday, I talked about location and the importance of location for your business, because people statistically will drive about 14 minutes to come and visit a salon. Now, we know there's an exception to every rule. I gave an example of when I moved from one city to the next. For a time, people traveled 2 hours to come and get their hair done, but that didn't last for 10 years, right? They might have done that for about the first 5, 6 months on a regular 2-week basis, and then it kind of dwindled off, because that's a long drive. It's just not convenient when there are salons everywhere. And I actually referred them to another salon in the city that, I was moving from. So guys, we got to remain relevant. But we were talking also about computer systems. And the question that the guy asked me at the class that I had taken, and it was probably at that time only about 3 stylists out of about 65 or 70. I can't remember how many was in there, but only about 3 stylists were computerized. Guys, don't be afraid of regulating your business through computer, because it's going to allow you, those systems that you can create on your computer are going to cut back some of the work you would have to do if you were just looking through your appointment book. It's going to be difficult to find out whose birthday is in December, right? If you're still, writing everything down by hand. Nothing wrong with writing in your appointment book, guys. It's a few people that it's still working for. But if you have a computerized system, one of the things that the program that I used in the salon did, I can hit December, and out of 500 customers, it would give me everyone's birthday who was in December. So I had a system for my front desk, and November the 15th, they would already begin preparing to send out birthday cards to everybody who had a birthday in the month of December. So these are the things that having a computer system for your salon will allow you to do. And guys, it doesn't have to be a super expensive one. The one that I use, I think it cost me $99. It was a one-time fee. It may not have been as advanced as some of the computer systems, but it had everything up there I needed. I could email customers. I could send out a mass email from it. I could calculate whose birthday was in what month. It was just a lot. I can tell the last time a person had an appointment, what they got. So it did the work for me. And for just looking for something that you can start out with, right? And there are much, more advanced programs that you can use, and some of them are much more expensive, right? But if you're looking for a great starting point. I actually operated my salon off of that, and it worked wonders for me as far as having systems in my business, right? Being able to tell, it's time for Sally to get her next relaxer system. Being able to power book, right? And power booking is when you actually know how long it takes you to do a service so that you can fit another client in comfortably, right? For instance, if my client comes in and it takes me about 15 minutes or so to get situated with her, shampoo her, and get her under the dryer, in 30 minutes, the computer would tell me that I actually have a break to take another customer, right? And so that we're not double booking, but we're power booking. Systems are going to help take your business to the next level. It's going to help you work smarter and not harder. Remember, we talked about a new customer system. Do you have something in place that each and every new customer gets when they come to your salon? Do they get a welcome package from you with your brochure or maybe a sample product or something, right? You got to do something. Remember I said successful people do what average people won't. And so just the smallest things, the smallest systems that you have in place that you do for each and every customer are going to help to up level your salon business or your hairstylist business. Whether you're a booth renter, salon suite owner, or a salon owner, you can still incorporate systems in your business that are going to increase people's expected value from your business, right? And people pay you for value. If you have staff members, right? If you own a salon and you have employees, do you have a growth system in place for your staff? One of the things we did was talk to each stylist about what their expected goals were. And then when we sat back down to have our one-on-ones, we talked about where they were at and their goals. This also gives you an opportunity as a salon owner to let this staff member know, okay, in order to reach your goals, you need to service this many people a week, a month, in a year, right? It helps to motivate them to get customers, right? Because sometimes people come in the salon, and if there's a salon owner or if they work for a salon, they kind of expect the salon to do all of the marketing. But I believe that it's a collaborated effort from the stylist and the salon, and then we said your marketing. You need a system for your marketing. So systems help to run your business when you're away. Also, if you create systems for your business, if you just so happen to close your salon, will you share the growth information system for booth renters or commission? Can you remind me of that? And I sure will. I definitely will. So guys, when you have systems in your business, if you were to close your business, you can take those systems and someone else can buy your actual business, not just your salon furniture, right? So if you've humped for 20 years and you've created systems that someone else can come in and just begin operating just like you did before, you now have a business that you can actually sell. You're not just going out of business and just selling the furniture, right? The next thing is, you can operate in multiple locations. When you have systems in place, you can take that same system and say, okay, I'm going to open up abstract number 2, and this is how it's going to function, right? Now, the culture to abstract number 2 might be a little different, right? Maybe one is really laid back and, really, really relaxed, and maybe your next location is a little more upbeat, but you can still take those same systems and just send some people over there to work because you've already created the systems for people to follow. One of the things that my mentor shared with me is that we manage systems. We don't manage people. We manage systems. We don't manage people. And if we properly manage systems and we teach people that come and work with us how to operate by those systems, we don't have to manage people. We just make sure the systems are operating properly. Your systems save you time, guys. Systems in your business will save you time because basically, sometimes we're trying so hard when all we have to do is find a system that we can duplicate and do it over and over and over again and maybe tweak it until it's even better, right? And then systems also bring consistency for the customers. Yep, systems bring consistency for the customers. The question that you had, can you repeat that? Let me see if I can move my screen, if it'll allow me to move my screen down. You said, will you share the growth information system for booth renters or commission? Okay, as a booth renter, you mean how do they grow their business? Is that what you're asking, T Long? How do they grow their business? If that's what you're referring to, one of the things that I mentioned to you guys earlier was a referral system. For instance, if you have, okay, so let's say we just have a really new stylist, right? And they only have 4 customers. I mean, we just gonna start from the low, right? But remember, I said that we always want to focus on what's already in our hand. So if you at least have those 4 customers, you now can create a system where you reward those 4 customers every time they bring you a customer. Say you give them $10, a referral card that you make that kind of looks like a business card, and you give them $10 a card, and it'll have on the referral card, of course, it has your name, T, and then it has a place where they can put their name, the customer that's in your chair, and she gives a card to her girlfriend. Her girlfriend gets $10 off when she comes in. The card you, it all has your customer's name on it. So now you take $10 off of their next service. And I, some people don't want to do that because they're like, okay, I'm taking $10 off of, the client I already had. I'm losing that money. And then I'm taking $10 off of the new client. But you have to think about it like this. If your new client service is $50, right? And you're taking $10 off of it, you're getting $40 that you wouldn't have had before. You can take another 10 off for the 10 that you're giving the client who was already in your chair, and you still have $30 that you weren't getting before. And then you want to look at your customer as a client. The goal is to turn the customer into a client, because if your customer, maybe your average ticket price is $80, and that person comes to you twice a month. That customer brings in $160 to you each month, and in 10 months they bring you $1,600, and so in 12 months they're bringing you close to $2,000. So you want to look at the customer as someone who you are attempting to make a client. And the difference in a customer and a customer is like a new person that comes to you, maybe somebody you've only done one time or maybe 2 or 3 times, but a client is someone who you have done their services continuously over a period of time. And then you begin to look at that customer and understand that they bring you an increase annually, right? Maybe that customer is valued at about $2,000. When we start looking at the numbers, guys, we'll value people a lot differently. And so now this new customer that has been referred to you is not just a new customer that you're looking to do one time. You're looking for a long-term relationship where you're servicing them and giving value to them, and they become your customer for long-term. So that's one way to definitely build your clientele as a booth renter, T, right? You want to work with what's already in your hand and build from that. A referral system is probably the best way to go, because our clients will refer us, but they'll refer us even quicker if we give them an incentive. Hello, somebody. They'll refer you even quicker if you give them some type of incentive to refer you. They're quicker to tell their girlfriend, girl, yeah, I got a great stylist. You should check her out. Here's her card. And the card already has the information on it, along with their name, your name, the information, and everybody wins. Nobody loses. So that's one of the best ways to begin a growth system for a booth renter. And I share more of those things in my one-on-one consultations, but that is probably one of the heaviest ways for you to do that. And of course, as you're doing that, you want to make sure that you're creating value for the customer, because people come to you based on your atmosphere, your skill set, and the experience that they have with you. So all of those are factors in building your clientele as well. And for a commission stylist, hopefully if you're commissioned, you're in a salon that's helping you to market, right? Because it is the salon owner's responsibility to market for the entire business. But because you are vested, most of mine aren't referring me. Okay, a couple things. Do you have a referral system in place, T? Do you have a referral system in place? Something similar to what I talked about. Maybe you want to try doing that, and it may change. Because sometimes people need an incentive, right? And it's win-win for you. if you're using a referral system, it's win-win for you. We always want to look at whether or not the atmosphere is conducive for the people that we're servicing. Our skill set is conducive for the people that we're servicing. They're being selfish. Oh, but I bet if you do that referral system, and they begin to benefit on a different level from it, it may change. So give that a try and let me know how that works for you. And guys, while we're on that, I'm actually having a boot camp for hairstylists and salon owners. It's called 3D Success Mentorship and Branding Boot Camp. I am the instructor for the course, but I have 3 other experts. Some off if they do, though. Okay, but see, if you want to be proactive, right? Not reactive. Proactive is when you are doing things before they even refer you. You're not waiting on them to refer anyone to you. You're being proactive and you're presenting them with the opportunity to refer you and give them an opportunity to get something off. Because if you wait, it's kind of like you waiting on them to decide when you're going to get a new customer. But if you're proactive, where you actually have that system in place, then you're a step ahead of them, right? Because that's going to give them a greater incentive to go ahead and jumpstart the program. So we want to be proactive, right? We're not sitting around waiting on anybody to help us grow our business or be successful. And the way to do that is to be proactive and not, we're responding after they do it. That's kind of like we waiting on people to help us be successful. And sometimes we have to take an extra initiative. Absolutely. So give that a try, right? And then give me, shoot me an email. Let me know how it's working for you. It does take a little time. Depending on the number of clients you have, you actually see the referral system working faster. Or, if you explain it properly, or if you give a big enough incentive, right? It may go by faster. You might do $20 because you're not losing anything from that new customer, right? You're still going to gain something, and then you're looking at the amount that they're going to bring in long term. But I was sharing with you guys that I have a mentorship and branding boot camp that's going to help numerous stylists and salon owners who are new to the industry, who have been in the industry for a while, and they just need to reinvent themselves, or maybe they've never had a mentor. This is an opportunity for them to have mentorship. I've had several people to purchase for the mentorship and branding boot camp, but some people, hey, Miss Rhonda, some people still have questions about it. And so for those of you who just want to hear exactly what the boot camp is about, what it's going to offer, and whether or not it'll benefit your career, you can go to it's packed, with information that's going to help stylists and salon owners to move forward in their career. And you guys can look at the details of the class at renewfullcircle.com. I'll go back and post it inside the comments of this particular broadcast. People have had questions, and it's an investment, guys, so that you can ask questions and see exactly what the boot camp is about and how it can help you. You'll have an opportunity to be with me for